Yo, 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 yo. Finally and forever, episode 5.
5. Big
Kioskovod.
FAYN, y'all know the vibe.
Ya tú sabes. Bro, what you been up to, bro?
Man, working.
Okay.
Like, last week was crazy. Shout out to everybody that tapped in last week for episode
Yo,
4.
thank you. You know what I mean? We coming up. We're doing this content. You know what I mean?
We're doing it.
I really appreciate everybody, all the feedback that I got from episode 4. Now we're back with episode 5. You know what I mean?
Big 5, you heard?
You know what I'm saying? And so, yo, let me ask you this, man. We were talking this week about different types of likes and dislikes from the last video, from like you know, as far as the violence is concerned and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to get your input on this, right? About a week and a half ago, I was watching a lot of content on Dr. Umar. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Yeah, Umar Johnson,
so look, Umar Johnson, right?
Yeah,
and he was talking about like how Eminem can't be the best because he's not black. And he said a white person, or I guess anybody that's not black, cannot be great in anything that's African. Now, this is the conversation I want to get to, because you're Dominican, I'm Puerto Rican, you know what I'm saying? So we are Latinos, but we obviously grew up, obviously a lot around, you know, black brothers and sisters, including in our own countries, you know what I'm saying? You know, I never saw racism until I came to this country. So let's politic about this a little bit, because this is, I've heard this a bunch of times. So look, we can agree.
We're getting deep real early. Pause.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Hey, pause.
Pause.
Dios mío. Whoa, okay. It's not where I was going with this. So we can both agree that hip hop, right, as a genre, started in the Bronx, right?
Facts.
Okay.
That's a,
you know, real simple thing.
fact.
Let's lay down the groundwork.
For sure.
And a lot of people could say, well, you know, obviously there was Puerto Ricans, there was Cubans, there was all kinds of Latinos in the Bronx at the time, as well as white people. You know, I'm pretty sure there were Irish and Jewish people over there. You know, because we're talking about late 70s, so you know what I mean? Things are not how they are right now, right?
Yeah, the way they talk about the Bronx, I swear, I don't think it ever was one of those, like, you know how they say, oh, the
good old days?
Yeah, like, I don't think it was ever a good old days.
Shout out my Bronx dudes, you know? But y'all know the biz, right? You know the vibe.
Hey, I love y'all too. Yeah. I ain't from there, but I go there and I got nothing but love over there.
Still not gentrified,
hey, shout out
like,
to
you
the
know
X,
what I mean?
because y'all show me nothing but love. But man, I ain't gonna lie, like.
But look at Brooklyn, bro. Like, remember when we went out there?
True.
Brooklyn completely changed. You can get organic beef patties with cheese in fucking Crown Heights now, and like, you know what I mean? Like, Bed-Stuy is basically like, Bedford Stuyvesant or whatever.
No, for sure. But
it's not do or die or anything no more like that.
It's just like the Bronx has so much, like they have Yankee Stadium and they still not like. Bro, look at
where my homeboy lives, bro, right there. He can hear the Yankee games from his fucking room. Like, it's wild ghetto over there.
Oh man,
like super hood.
Like, you see how you know the Marlins Stadium got like Cleveland there, they got a little fancy, right? The neighborhood got a little fancy, slightly.
Facts.
The Bronx never did that. Like, no matter what fancy gets there, there's nothing that's gonna change.
Bro. I mean, eventually, I think they are gonna get gentrified, especially that's gonna be by Yankee Stadium, because you know they're close to Manhattan. Think about it, but the Manhattan that they're close to is still hood.
Yeah,
you know, you're talking about Dykeman. The Dykeman is right there. Washington Heights. So these still got
yeah, it's like
you're never getting Whole Foods. Never. You're never gonna taste organic beef patty.
Shit, but go ahead, brother. Proceed to your.
Nah, so what I was talking about Dr. Umar, because he was like, "Yo, I'm just saying about what he said. He said nobody can do anything great in a. I guess he's trying to say, like, if you're not African, hip hop was started by Africans, you know, and I guess he means African Americans, right? And we're not talking about like dudes from Nigeria or South Africa, you know what I mean? I guess that's not what he's trying to say.
I kind of get where you're going, right? So I'll counteract that with, like, can the best rapper...
Well, number one, before we get into anything like that, do you consider hip-hop a strictly African culture, you know, music genre?
Like, the origin of hip-hop is Caribbean, it's African, it's black.
No, but that's different, because Jamaica and Trinidad, and now
Hurts not Jamaican?
No, of course, but no. But I'm not making that point. We're talking about what Dr. Umar said. He said it's an African culture. Does it mean African American, like blacks that were living in the Bronx at the time created hip hop? So anybody else is just kind of like a guest in what the culture is.
But that's always been the talk. If it wasn't Umar, it was the homie from Brand Nubian. What's his name?
Oh, Lord Jamal.
Lord Jamal. Lord Jamal.
Lord Jamal. I think you're talking about Lord Jamal.
I think I am too.
But he was on Vlad and all that.
But a lot of people don't want to give Eminem his flowers because he's
but besides Eminem, but I want to put Lord Jamal out of there because Lord Jamal does give his flowers to Spanish people as far as us being in the game. But if we're gonna talk about
the issue, I don't think when
Umar said if you're not African,
because I see it like this, right? Is Fabulous not one of the top tier best rappers, right? He has Dominican in him.
Oh yeah, a bunch of rappers have Spanish
so I think
background.
I think what he's talking about of diluting or
he's talking about white people in general. Is that what he's saying?
I think he's talking about the Caucasians. I don't think he's talking about the ones that, like for instance, we know there's Taino, there's Europeans, there's Black, there's Spain. Like Puerto Ricans and Dominicans are the blackest Spanish people.
Yeah.
So
but we're also mixed with white because Europeans. You did say.
Yeah, that's why.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like I think most of the hip hop community is against what he said because everybody's got to give the flowers to Eminem.
So Tiger Woods can't be the best.
Yeah, golf. Yeah, if he's a black.
Golf wasn't invented by black people.
Correct. Yeah, that I totally agree.
So Umar, and I fuck with the nigga. The Umar Johnson nigga, I fuck with him.
Yeah.
Like I used to spit some shit to my pops from him. Then my pops was like, "Oh, you smart nowadays. You know some shit." I'm like, "Yeah, nigga." You know, shout out to my nigga Umar Johnson. You heard? Like nigga giving me game. So my pops had me like,
but that's crazy because like I just really like I seen him for a while, but I never consumed his content. So I you're gonna know more about the subject than I do.
Him and Gary V. Shout out to my nigga Rob.
Gary V,
that put me up on Gary V. I think around that time I started like being on my rabbit hole shit, so I was finding anything that like I was tapping in with, and this was before, the horrendous things that happened.
Okay, but do you agree with what he said about Eminem?
Nah, but that's my artist in me. That's the rapper in me because I know how hard it is. It don't matter what color you are.
Exactly.
Like if you
can do
what this nigga does, Twister, RZA, what's the boy name? Rest in peace, Mac Miller. He was so soulful. Like it didn't matter. Like after a certain point, you're like, nah, bro, you're just really good. You're just evolving.
Exactly.
You're just getting better. You just like you really appreciate the culture. You love the culture. You want to be more a part of it. You want to be mentioned in the conversation in every situation.
Yeah.
When Kendrick was dissing hella niggas, he mentioned Mac Miller.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah,
Eminem, Mac Miller, these are very like you guys win-win with us because like we gonna consider you, bro. Y'all work hard enough to like, all right, y'all not just culture vultures. Y'all not just here because I'm gonna just say it. Y'all not here to just Post Malone the shit.
Yeah,
you feel me? Like, oh yeah, I fuck with you niggas, but I really got intentions to go over here. Top 40, rock star, beer can drinking. My country folk gonna love me. I really
like
only
Miley Cyrus did the same shit.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. They only do it because that's their like, who else is gonna give me a lot of attention real quick, and I could generate this shit and show these other white people that look, bro. If these niggas,
but by no means it's easy because to gain the love from black people, especially in their culture, is not easy. So when Post Malone did trap and he was becoming an urban artist, that's still not an easy thing to do.
No, but it's easy when you have the.
You just look different and you got that going for you, right? Because you're like, oh, look at this white dude like rapping. But still, you still have to be good though. You know what I'm saying?
Good is it's interesting.
Because the same thing with Eminem.
Eminem was actually good though.
No, of course. But I say Post Malone is good too in a sense that he got to where he's at because his people liked his music.
I'm gonna throw a wrench.
Urban culture.
I'm gonna throw a wrench. I don't know if you listen to Buddy Logic.
I've heard his songs before for sure.
Does he count because he's half black and half white, but he just looks super white? Like, is that even
good
fair?
Question.
Because I don't know if that's a real good example.
No, but that's a great example because he obviously when he goes home, he's got a black parent and a white parent.
Yeah, his dad is black. He's just red.
So that's his blood. That's totally different.
His brother looks black as fuck.
If both your parents are white, you know what I mean? I guess that's what we're more talking about.
Yeah. All right. I think anybody that pays attention to the art form and cares about making it better should be considered in the race.
Absolutely.
Eminem has time and time again proved that he himself can do things and be considered in the top 5 category.
No, easily.
So when
maybe not top 5, but I put him definitely in the conversation for sure.
Is hip hop African? Yes, because we all.
But that's the part that I don't get, because look,
it's not like Congo drums.
I guess if we're gonna say, okay, two parts, right? If we're gonna talk about the culture as a whole, like a movement, I don't believe that it's an African thing. But if we're gonna say, okay, let's really be nitpicking and say this person created hip hop, what is he? African? Okay, then it is an African
okay, but
genre.
Like you said, if we look at the whole thing,
is the
right?
way you look at it.
If we look at the whole thing, right? There's breakdancing. Africans been doing.
Well, I guess it's just but let's just talk about the music.
Oh, so
rapping.
No, I thought we were talking about the genre.
No, but okay.
Oh, we're just talking about genre specific.
We're not gonna hear people break dance. You're not talking about just the music. So let's say producers and rappers. Let's just keep it that as hip. When we say hip hop, we're just talking about that for right now, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, this is just obvious. Most rappers when hip hop first started, they was all black.
For sure.
Most. Now, obviously, there were Puerto Rican MCs, and I'm sure there were MCs of other nationalities, like Trinidadian or Panamanian, whatever.
Sure,
but let's just say the majority of rappers was always black at that time. Now it's different, but I'm saying at that time. So I could understand why the conversation would say, hey, this is blacks created this. This is a black culture thing. You know what I mean? And everybody else is welcome. But remember, guys, this is us. And I get it. I totally understand that. Because if we're looking at it from that point, there's no argument. And now let's go to what you said. There's graffiti. There's breakdancing. There's DJing. There's obviously rapping. You know what I mean? Fashion. Everything else that actually is what today is a powerhouse of hip-hop. Because it's not just the music, right?
Correct.
Then we can't say it's an African situation, because in those parties in the
Bronx,
aspect,
I would say it's Caribbean. I would say
it's Caribbean and Spanish, because, bro, there's no way in the Bronx when all these blacks got together in all these buildings, there wasn't like Puerto Ricans like, hey, ¿qué está pasando ahí? Hey, mira, hip hop. And then remember, at the time, this is the 70s. Puerto Ricans already had a third generation that were Puerto Ricans that didn't speak Spanish. You know what I mean? Because we're not talking about the 50s. Talk about late 70s, early 80s. So that era right there, bro, you're talking about the South Bronx, there's massive amounts of Puerto Ricans all the time. And other Spanish people.
What was the gangs that was in New York at the times of the 1970s?
So the 70s.
It was, and it sounds like a Transformer name. Decepticon.
No, but that's like late 80s, 90s.
Okay.
70s, you're talking
about.
What
was the dudes with the jean jackets?
Those you're talking about. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I can't say the name.
We don't know the name, right? So that was New York gangs, right?
Yeah,
I
definitely.
Definitely saw Puerto Ricans in those gangs.
Most of most of those gangs was blacks and Puerto Ricans
together.
Yeah,
right. So to add to what you're saying,
and that's hip hop right there, because those were the street dudes at the time.
This was before hip hop technically, because this is this is like, okay, these are
that's what the rappers are talking about.
We're taking from to make what we got now.
When
seeing these,
when Grandmaster Flash was like broken glass everywhere.
Yes.
The crime that he saw was a bunch of Puerto Rican and black dudes with those jean jackets on. That's the gangsters of that time.
And if you look at it, minus kind of like dressing like Prince, he's still kind of dressed like the street guy.
Yeah.
You feel me?
But in a sense, I mean, like from the conversation, is it a strictly African culture? No. But can we say it is an African culture? We would have to say yes too, because
all right, is reggaeton black then?
I would say if you really want to be really picky about it, yes, because reggae, Jamaican, right? So, and who started it first? Panama. Panama had mad Jamaicans that moved it for the Panama Canal. So they're like the only Spanish country that had actual Jamaicans living there.
You know what I found out about dembow music? It originally came from Jamaicans.
Of course.
I think where something start from is respected,
because
and we gotta go to the history of the origin. But shit gonna go further.
Yeah, I mean,
like, just imagine, like, you're not gonna necessarily breed with another Puerto Rican woman. You might breed with a Panamanian, a Haitian, Jamaican, and it's not because of no other reason, but because you like this lady, you like this bitch, you love this hoe. You gonna breed a jit with her, and it's gonna come out to be probably the best thing in the fucking world. But it got Puerto Rican in them, European. It got whatever she's in, and whatever she can. So it's like life grows, and it becomes more than just the original tree. It's gonna branch off, and you know.
But look, the way that I saw it is because when I was growing up, the reason I fell in love with hip hop because it was a window to a world that I didn't know and understand because it was talking about American culture.
Okay.
So when I heard Mobb Deep, I got a story. When I heard Trick Daddy, I got a story. Well, it didn't at the time, but like Luke and them, and then obviously Death Row from the West. So every CD, every song that I heard was a window to a new world. When what we consider today reggaeton started, bro, I saw this shit get built from the ground up when it was like cassettes that you got from somebody's trunk or a spot, right?
Shout out to y'all.
So eventually in my mind, as it grew through the 90s, I was like, yo, wouldn't it be dope to hear other people on these beats? This was never heard of. This genre was just starting. But I was already peeping like, I want to hear a Mexican. No, like I wanted to hear the story of a Mexican dude rapping. Because this was the first time that I heard the streets in Spanish on a song. But y'all already had that. Because reggaeton is after hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? So hip-hop was already a force.
Yeah, I get you.
You know what I mean? So just as how you were like, oh, wow, what this is Mobb Deep's talking about? Or, oh, wow, this is what they talking about in the West. It was brand new to you. You know, Snoop Dogg introduced you to gangbanging to many people in the United States. Because you never heard of that before.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then same thing in LA, when they heard Wu-Tang, they never heard about New York street life. Yeah, Tim's, like, blades in the mouth and shit, like just real grimy shit. They never heard about that shit. So what today reggaeton is, that includes, bro, some of the biggest artists are Colombian, Mexicans right now are running shit. So hip-hop, because it's just such a massive force, of course you're gonna get a white rapper, bro. Of course, and think about it. Who consumes most of this music? Hip-hop wouldn't be where it is as a genre without white people. Because who fills out these concerts? Who buys the merch? Who buys these songs? It ain't the dudes that's broke in the hood. Because back in the day, CDs were like $18. Who had $18 for a CD back then? It was crazy. So what made Snoop Dogg go platinum? You think it was black people? Or Spanish people? Hell nah. Who was going to those concerts? Think about it. In the 90s? But your mom wouldn't even buy your shit. You had to put that shit on fucking layaway.
It sounds cool until like they really gotta get act, because it's like it's that, oh, I'm comfortable. White people, we gonna call it what it is. It's white people, right? That's what you're getting at. That white people consume hip hop. They the one buying music.
It's thanks to them that hip hop is where it is right now as a business.
Yeah,
maybe not as a culture, but as a business.
Even in the 90s, like I get it, right? Black people know what other black people go through. We ain't got to hear that story over and over. You feel me?
Okay.
It's more interesting when you don't know what's going on to hear this.
Oh yeah, of course.
You feel me? So that's why.
But I feel like Eminem was such a powerhouse because his story was like, I'm broke too. I'm from a poor neighborhood. I know the exact same struggles you guys are going through. But and plus, I'm like, nice on the rap mic. You know what I mean? So, bro, it was a thing. Hell yeah. Everybody was fucking with Eminem.
The business aspect, the creative aspect, the hip hop aspect.
Yeah.
But like, so we not veering off. One, hip hop is definitely black, Hispanic, minority. Like, it comes from poverty.
It does.
And
but I feel honest, like white people that go through poverty are part of it too, in a sense.
Yeah, but if you're white, there's no reason for you to be poor. Like if I'm white, there's no reason for you to be poor.
But it exists,
like,
bro.
Yeah. But because you fucked up somewhere, like,
but those are like your ancestors, bro. Like somebody was a drunk in the family and fucked it up,
and
right?
Still, you had leeway to like, you know what? I'm still white. Like I got a leg up on a lot of shit. If I'm male white, if I'm white,
that's true.
Like, come on, bro. Like,
but I mean, but I've seen poor white people and they go through the same shit that we do for sure. And they got the same struggles. They got the same. They just express it differently. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not against. They're telling. They got the same right to tell the story too. Even if let's say the Asians created hip hop. But me and you love this so much that now we can't be part of it. You know what I'm saying?
So why it's just that, like, it's that gray area. Like, okay, why Drake can't be the best rapper alive because he's half Jewish? Like, why can't the best rapper come from New York? Like, does the best rapper have to come from New York because it started in New York?
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be anything, bro. Like, if you just happen to be a nice, black and Jewish rapper like Drake, bro, more power to you, bro. I don't think that even matters. You're nice.
But with Eminem, right? I think the
He
problem,
got a lot of fucking hate, bro.
yeah, because
you know what I'm saying?
he's white.
And you know what's crazy? I'm not a huge Eminem fan by no means, but you gotta respect the guy, right, for sure.
We're in a culture where our grandmother and our mom means everything. Not only was he shitting on his mom,
oh yeah.
Like there was a lot of things that it really didn't connect at times,
with me too.
and it still broke through because the same shit, like the stars align. It's him white. He has the complexion for the that check. Because the people that but I don't want to get crazy, and because the truth is, when I was a jit, I was an Eminem fan because whether it was shock value, whether it was the fact that he actually could rap, or just because the music videos were entertaining as shit.
Yeah, he was
seeing him
like
with Dre, a guilty conscience. These little things already was like, all right, it was not like you being white didn't matter to a 12, 14-year-old me.
But that's why I don't agree with him in a sense, because he's like, nobody that's not African cannot be greater than African. Damn, I keep messing up the word, like I guess culture or genre, right? But that's bullshit, because look, bro, if you put it out into the world and this dude's just nicer than the rest of everybody else, that's whose fault is that?
Y'all niggas supposed to get tight.
Hey, y'all supposed to be so tight that nobody that's not African could ever be great because we're the best.
But look,
that's bullshit.
Eminem, and we're gonna stay on this real quick. Eminem supposedly killed Jay-Z, and that's why you niggas say he got Renegade, right?
Rap, yeah, the Renegade and shit.
But I've never heard Eminem rap next to Nas neither.
True.
So it's like, damn, you compete with the ones that's up there, but like when it really like you that rappity rap nigga, cool, rap with the rappity rap niggas. Like Mos Def.
But you would consider Jay-Z as a rappity rap.
Not in comparison to Nas. Like
in most sense, yeah, for sure.
Nas is the epitome of like,
I mean,
supreme
Jay-Z
lyricism.
wanted to take his head off too, so yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like you're the king. So why don't you go for that crown instead of just the nigga under you? And why is it that you would? Eminem is nice, bro. I'm not gonna act like he's not.
Hell no,
but I also know that there's a lot of like leeway because he's white. But there's also songs that I under. It's a mix.
So you feel like
him and Mac Miller the only ones that I have a toss up in a gray area for this shit.
But then let me ask you this, because you know more about the Dr. Umar's comment than I do. So let me ask you this: you as a consumer of his content, what do you feel he meant by what he said?
He's just pro-black. He just wants his shit to be natural. He wants this to be pure. He wants this to be like in a situation where it doesn't turn into like what J. Cole even said, where we go on iTunes and we look at hip hop and then it's none of us. It's just Macklemore. But I fuck with that. No. It's just Macklemore. It's just this. It's just like if you go on jazz, right? It's kind of fucked up, but you'll see Kenny G. Is Kenny G not white?
Yeah.
Why is the jazz, when I type in jazz, the first person not?
Well, I don't see the
Louis
first
Armstrong.
Person. Well, yeah, you're talking about, Thelonious Monk, you know what I mean? Some of the greats.
And this is jazz. Is jazz not one of the first black genres of music?
Yeah, definitely.
So I think that's what he meant. He just doesn't want that to happen.
But I don't feel nothing wrong with that. Like, if he's for pro-black culture and then, he's got his mentality on that, I can't disagree with that, because everybody should be for their own people.
Yeah.
But
I also believe that, like, when you get older and you realize, like, some of these dudes just do this shit the same way.
But I think it was kind of clouded a little bit, because it's like you Eminem can't be considered one of the greatest. Like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, you know what I mean?
How hip hop are you really to even
exactly? Like you're a doctor. You're into race politics.
We love you, but you gotta relax.
Yeah, man.
You're not super hip hop just because you're black. Like, we're not doing that.
Because all black people don't listen to hip hop.
That's a fact. There's
some
guys
like a lot of people didn't fuck with it.
There's people that don't even. And listen, R&B is adjacent to hip hop.
Yeah.
But it does not make it hip hop. So meaning, a female that likes Brett Faiyaz or SZA, which is a new set of R&B singers, might still not know who the fuck or listen to Moneybagg Yo or Lil Baby, because that's just not her way.
Yeah, big fact.
She not outside in the club. She outside in the lounges.
Good. All right, man. So, you know what I'm saying? That was a good little subject right there. I just wanted to kind of touch on it. I mean, I know it's been weeks since this whole passed, but I just thought about it right now because
I got to ask you something that I saw last week on the shit that you mentioned.
Okay.
That I don't think we talked. touched at all, that's a hot topic. Why they coming for our heroes, bro?
Like,
Like,
talking about.
yeah, yeah. So, cause at one point, whether it was Cole saying it, Jay mentioning it, 50 beefing with him, Diddy was a guy that we looked up to for a long time.
Big facts.
Like, even just to say in your song that you associate yourself with Diddy was a flex.
Oh, yeah. Anything that had to do with his brand. That's a big fact.
On top of who he actually is and the things he's done.
Yeah.
How do you feel about what's happening? Because it seems like a chain reaction to one specific.
Yeah.
And then everything, because is it just...
I mean, look, it's a touchy subject. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I grew up around all women my whole life. You know what I mean? Because I have sisters. Now I got a bunch of nieces. They're all girls. So I'm very pro female rights. I'm very pro women not getting abused. Like, I mean, bro, like, that's all I know. So, you know what I mean? For
that part I get, but
no, I'm trying to get to it. So if my hero, let's say if I, not me personally, but if I worshipped, not necessarily worship, but if I admired, looked up to, admired, let's say Puff Daddy and you know, the elites of anything.
Jay-Z,
so anybody.
Russell fucking Simmons.
And they got a charge. You know what I'm saying?
Allegations.
An allegation. Yeah, let me say it that way. Or anything alleging any type of abuse with children or women, my spidey sense already goes off like, ooh, I don't fuck with this dude. Because of my personal opinions and feelings on the subject.
But do you immediately think they did it? Because is it shit?
I don't.
If there's allegations,
no, exactly.
It's a possibility.
But it rubs me the wrong way immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm already like, it's like if somebody's like, oh, I think that dude snitched, I'm already like, ooh. You know what I mean? So if somebody's like, oh man, I think he raped that girl, like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, or he violated, let me not say that word. If he violated this woman, you know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm already like, I don't want to believe it. But man, like, nobody should ever say that about you, even in the joking matter. You know what I mean? Because think about it, bro. There's certain things that why would somebody say that about you? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a whole bunch of other words that I could call you, you know what I mean, to disrespect you as a man. But for me to say, oh, but he likes to violate women or kids and something like that, you don't hear that, even in arguments. You know what I'm saying? I might call you, you know what I'm saying, that you're not a man or whatever. You know the words I'm trying to say. But nobody says, especially a woman, for her to go to the police and say, hey man, this guy took advantage of me, you know, then this is what it is. What I don't agree with, and what also rubs me the wrong way, is that these women that are doing these allegations are waiting 10, 20 years. So and then they're like, yo, by the way, in 94, this dude, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like, damn, but what happened all this time? That is what my argument it is. It's like, I want to defend the girl. I want to take the girl's side. But damn, baby girl, like, you're waiting, you know what I'm saying, 15 years? Or 10 years? Even if you wait 1 year, that's crazy to me. Because I feel if you got violated, bro, you should go there immediately. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's a wild situation.
15 years, 20 years is a little excessive.
To get Bill Cosby, he was getting allegations for like 20, 30 years ago.
Because I'm not going to sit here and tell somebody how to handle their trauma. One, we're going to be clear.
No,
I don't know how long it takes for a person to deal with some shit that they don't even know how to deal with. That could be violated by a random person, a family member, doing shit, seeing shit. I don't know, because everybody has a different walks of life. But for this particular instant with Diddy, right?
Yeah.
My whole thing is just why now? Like, even when there was allegations of like the other big wigs in the entertainment biz with the it's not Mr. with the Me Too movement, right?
Yeah.
Why not? Why he's not in that bunch? Well, like, it seems from just the outside looking in, not knowing anybody, just my perspective as an artist, as a man, as a consumer.
Yeah.
Everything started coming around when Cassie mentioned what she mentioned.
Yeah.
And when Cassie, it sounds like when that happened, it was a chain reaction to everything, and now it's like bomb. But it's Diddy been having stories about him being flamboyant with with the opposite sex or the same sex.
Yeah.
We hear crazy stories about the Diddy parties. Like, at a certain point, right? If you know that this section of people or this section in this area don't like people that look like me, and I decide to go, at that point is your problem. At that point is your fault. Because the truth is, it says we don't like niggas, you know, nigga pie. And I'm a little hungry, and I say, "Damn, bro, I don't want to really go the other way."
Say it like that.
No, because we know what's up.
No, you're right.
It's like, I'm not gonna go to where they ain't got no nigga pie. Apparently, they don't want me there. They letting me know that I'm not there.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn. Diddy, you hear these stories? Like, all right, Diddy doing this, Diddy doing that, doing that. No, it's because people willing to sacrifice it's just a story, and go and be, I'm at Diddy Mansion, I'm popping, I'm Liddy. You know I'm popping now, I'm with Diddy.
Facts.
But it didn't go the way you wanted to, or you did something, or because the truth is, a lot of these situations is liquor involved. A lot of these situations is drugs involved.
But wait, hold on. So now we're talking about the allegations that Cassie made against Puff Daddy?
Anybody in the situation that has that type
in general.
Because somebody like Diddy he's not alone.
But bro, I think like those is a story our heroes as they get that rich and that powerful, bro, it's a scary situation when it comes to women. Because like you said, you never know.
That. Let's take the women out of it. You ain't trip out when you heard Richard Pryor and Marlon Brando was fucking each other? That shit was weird. After these niggas died.
Yeah, bro, that shit fucked me up crazy.
Bro, like
it's not that it's like, oh, he's homosexual or gay. That's fine. But it's just like, you know,
Marlon names. Yes. It's the two names. The Godfather and the funniest man that probably you know, everybody from Eddie Murphy to Kevin Hart has took from like this your daddy, nigga. Yeah. And your daddy was out here taking dick from the goddamn, bro.
Look, no shout out to everybody out there.
Why does it come out? You know what I mean? Like, it's their deathbed. It's when they want to own some other white man shit. Yeah. It's when they trying to be bigger than life. It's like, why do they come for the one? Like, why then? Like, why now? Like, why? Like, it's weird. It's weird because the truth is, right? Like,
why did they wait that long to expose those type of stories?
My nigga.
No, you're right. Nigga. Because while Richard Pryor was alive and cracking, nobody had mentioned that shit.
It seemed like we was making sure nobody knows and mentions this shit. When I die, you niggas do what you want. Yeah. Tell my story.
But you know how it is nowadays, bro? It doesn't matter. Like, people don't care about that shit anymore. Like, if anybody came out and is like, oh, I'm gay, people are like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, nobody cares. Look at our basketball dude, Dwight Howard, with that wild story. Bro, he's got the wildest scandal that I've ever heard of. Like, Puff Daddy shit is light compared to what Dwight Howard is doing.
Howard shit is just wild.
But, bro, yeah, that's just a wild story. Again, it's like, but again, people do. It's not that like, oh, you're gay. It's just that the things that you're doing, just as a sexual person, is crazy, yo.
Like.
That's what I think people are attracted to, and the negativity that's behind all these allegations. You know what I mean? Because, you know, he's getting, you know, Dwight Howard's getting sued. Obviously, Puff Daddy, was getting sued, and he settled like in a day. I heard it was like the fastest payout ever in history. Yeah. So obviously, Cassie got something to say that he's like, look. What happens in the Diddy house?
Please.
Hell yeah.
But all right,
take that check, yo, because I don't want to hear shit. But now, like I heard about the other day, now that's gonna open the floodgates, because now another girl is bringing a suit against Puff Daddy and shit.
Let me ask you, because
allegedly, I don't know if that's a fact, but I heard about it.
There's a reason. Does this tarnish the legacy of the ones we? Because
bro, if it's a conspiracy out there, I think it's effective as fuck. If you want to mess up a man's career, his respect, his place in society, yeah, bro, you throw a dirty allegation out there, even if it's fake, that he's molesting or abusing women. Oh yeah, of course, bro. Like, because look, you're gonna look like trash to society.
There's conspiracy and then there's hardcore truth. Like Michael Jackson, there's no real truth. There's no evidence. There's no proof.
Yeah.
R. Kelly did that shit.
Facts.
So, is it situational?
Because we don't have proof that this is like a wild conspiracy to take down our heroes, then yeah, it's got to be situational, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Because, like, for me, I be thinking, like, damn.
I don't think the Illuminati's, like, knocking these motherfuckers out with
No, not situation like that. But, like, we pick and choose who we want to, like, because it seems like certain people still okay with listening to R. Kelly music.
Of course, bro.
Like you know
what I mean?
So that's why I can fly. That's why I asked.
Like, people fuck with
does it
this shit
tarnish
forever.
the legacy of the person? Because I ain't gonna
R.
lie, I
Kelly
ain't never
definitely
been an R. Kelly fan like that. But I do remember eras like Trapped in the Closet,
bro,
where I couldn't get the like this nigga like Lil Wayne.
Yeah,
he was the Lil Wayne of visuals, because there was a certain point.
Like, bro, and for a while, R. Kelly was doing hooks for everybody in the rap game.
Certified.
And those songs were bangers. You know what I mean? So
and he was really that guy in R&B. Like, whether you Trey Songs, whether you
the guy is Himmy Thomas.
So like Himmy Thomas,
bro.
So like, he did all that shit. He locked up behind it. He's serving his time.
Yep.
Does the music allow him to be, you know,
bro, R. Kelly's music is forever going to be
best-selling.
I don't personally listen to it,
but like, do you think
But I still consider his music great, even though I am nowhere near agreeing with the crimes that he did. To me, as a person, he's trash. But as an artist, bro, I mean, I have to give it up. I mean,
so does it kind of contradict the whole part of like, oh, it does fuck with him, whether it's fake. I mean, whether the allegations are real or not, it tarnishes the legacy, but the nigga music's still great.
I separate the artist from the individual, even though a lot of people are going to argue that point, because they're like, oh, his music is about his life. He's talking about his, you know, him himself. I get it. But as an artist, I get it, because look, all of us that are artists, when we do our art, we become somebody else. That's why most of us have rap names, because, you know what I mean? It's like, even if you use your own name, that person in the booth is not the person outside, very rarely. You know what I'm saying? Even Kendrick Lamar, with his real name, is one individual in the booth, and outside he's probably a totally different person. You know what I'm saying? Even though he shares parts of his life, but it's still rap, bro. It's still entertainment. It's a movie. So, you know, my real life cannot be that interesting all the time. But I'm going to present it as such because I got a product to sell. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I do. I get it completely. And I don't want to always keep coming back to, like, rappers for fucking analogies, but we both do fucking music and we love hip-hop.
No, of course, but that's the way we talk.
But it's just like, with Kendrick, it's like, it made sense because it's like, it wasn't, he gave us a whole fucking album about a day.
But let's put it like this. If he got hit with, like, sexual accusations, Kendrick Lamar, that would hurt a lot of people too, because, or let's say Nipsey Hussle, all of a sudden right now, he gets allegations of when he was alive doing certain things that are inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it's going to tarnish both of these guys, you know, credibility, the way that we feel about them as an artist, because those are tough allegations to be, bro. Like,
yeah, this is tough.
You know what I'm saying? Because what Puff Daddy's going through, you know, whether he did it or not, or whatever the case may be, you just don't want people saying that shit about you, bro. Like, at all. Not even in a joking way. Like, that's just something you don't play with. You know what I'm saying? You can say a lot of things about a man, but when it comes to women and children, bro, it's very, very, nobody's ever going to prove that shit. Nobody. So it's tough, like, for, you know, if somebody wants to hurt you, that's definitely a great way to hurt somebody, because it doesn't even matter if you got money. Look how fast Puff Daddy has fallen off the graces of people within the last month. Think about it, bro. You've never, somebody that was that high regarded, and now people are like, they even mention Puff Daddy, nobody's got nothing positive to say no more. And people are kind of like, I don't want to talk about that subject. Especially people in the music business that still got business, they're like, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, so let's flip the script just a tad bit.
Okay.
Tarnishing legacies and reverse. Will Smith and Jada.
Okay.
It's more, you know, and we've always heard these stories of them swinging, of them being this great couple because of, you know, their openness.
The OG power couple for sure.
But then the August Alsina shit happened, the book, the stories.
But in this sense, the woman, I think, fucked it up way more than the man.
But that's what I'm saying. But she tarnished almost not only the legacy of her own,
for sure,
his and them as a couple.
And the kids too, because
the kids not so much.
The
kids not so much.
True.
Because the kids was already doing some wild shit. Like, y'all know.
But I mean, it's just like people are gonna look at them like, damn, look at your parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the way I feel it. But yeah, in the conversation, you're right. It doesn't really matter. But I mean, at least not that much. But
they do in a sense of legacy because it goes to them.
Yeah, because you're forever known as, oh, that's your mom.
So yes, it does matter in a sense. But what I mean is like, it just seems very weird that like one thing gets brushed under the, and one's very more extreme. So it's
and you know what it is? Now that I think about it, like Jada Pinkett didn't actually really do anything wrong. Because look, bro, that's their relationship. If they want to have it open or they were not together, it's none of our business. Who gives a fuck? They do whatever the fuck they want to do. She wants to bang out her son's, friend, bro, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? He's not a child. That August Alsina wasn't, 17 when he did it. Like, he was old already. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I mean? Hey, you're having a good time. You're celebrities. There's nothing wrong with that. But to monetize it is where I feel is wrong. Because, bro, we don't need to know all of your business, man. You know what I mean? Like, all that shit. Like, once Will Smith smacked Chris Rock, you know what I'm saying? And then when she's selling her book, she's like, oh, by the way, you guys didn't know that Chris Rock was hollering at me. You know what I mean? Trying to take me out and shit. That's why Will slapped him, because you guys don't know the full story. Like, look, lady, like, that's part of your fucking life. Like, you don't need to be saying that shit. You feel me? Yeah, not everything is mine, but she's doing it because, she's selling the book. So she's like, yo, I'm gonna give y'all the real tea and shit. But sometimes I feel like, yo, that's a little too much. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm all for monetize. This is what because me and you right now, we're monetizing our life. Correct. You know what I'm saying? Correct. But there's certain things I'm never going to say on this fucking camera. And I'm sure you won't either. Fact. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just way too personal. And it's, I guess everything at the end has a price, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I offer you a certain amount of money, you might talk about certain things. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends. I mean, people know the price of everything. Yeah, bro. Everybody also has a price too. You know what I mean? Like, look, same thing with Puff Daddy, right? Cassie's like, look, I got these allegations. I also got a price for me to shut up. And he was like, how much? What? You know what I mean? So we'll never know the full story. I'm sure she got an NDA, sealed and approved and shit. Like, you know what I mean? So does it make it better or worse because there's a price? It makes it bad in a sense because he paid so fast that now we're like, damn, whatever she said, you paid her. So whatever she said, something got you shook. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's true or not. I still can't say if it's true. But damn, dog, you paid her fucking quick. You know what I mean? So that makes it very, very crazy that he was abusing her. Because I don't care about the if he's gay or whatever. Like, that doesn't matter to me. But for him to abuse her, that's the fucked up part for me. Me personally. I don't fuck with that shit. So if that ever comes out as it's true, yeah, I ain't fucking with no Puff Daddy shit ever because I don't rock with that shit, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You're a man, bro. If you're gonna abuse somebody, do your own fucking, if you're tough like that. If you're gonna do violence against women, that's pussy shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't rock with that shit, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's like you bragging to me. It's like, oh, I knocked out this lesbian girl and shit. Like, I'm like, the fuck, like, you know what I mean? Yo, you got whole rappers that be bragging about how they beat up their bitch, like, nigga, yeah, like that's soft shit, bro. Like, Kevin Gates would tell a bitch how he'll eat her ass and beat her ass in the same fucking breath, bro. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't fuck with that shit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas be birds, but they follow the fuck shit. But nor here nor there. That's my whole thing, like legacy behind, like, destroying legacies and shit. Yeah, because the truth is, like, it's sad though, bro, because at the end of the day, like, it sounds like the goalposts always change for the person, whoever's defending whatever they defending. So for instance, like, if it's a Kanye situation and him acting outlandish and for whatever reason, people will say everything that fuck with him to defend him. Same thing with Diddy. And it's a very big extreme. Diddy allegedly did some wild shit. But there's people that's still willing to defend him. For sure. And it's like, damn. Because, but then those same people defend Diddy, but then it'll be against R. Kelly. But some people probably been working for Diddy their whole life. And their kids went to college because of Puff Daddy's checks. And they never saw him do anything wrong in their life. So obviously, if I knew you like that and you were my boss and you always treated me nice, and every Christmas, bro, you're helping me out, and all of a sudden 10 years later I heard that you're abusing your girlfriend, bro, it had nothing to do with me. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that's why they defend them. But at the end, they're going to be like, damn, bro, if that was true, that's fucked up. Because I'm pretty sure they shared, experience with Cassie as well. Because he was bringing her around. Obviously, this is my girlfriend. So you met her too. So, that's fucked up. Because you're like, damn, I didn't know you were abusing her. Can you, when you say abuse, like, can you violate? All right, you could definitely, if you with somebody, right? Can you force yourself on somebody that you with? Bro, if you're fucking 45 years old and your girlfriend's 19 years old, that alone to me is fucking crazy. Situation. That to me is a little weird, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, that doesn't mean that you're a violator. No, I'm not saying that at all. You know what I mean? Like, you know, what they say, age is nothing but a number. But it's just, bro, when you're 45 and a girl's 19, I think it's a very slippery slope between
You just
her
quoted
saying...
an R. Kelly song.
that's what I said, right?
Like, I'm like,
You
yeah,
got it,
I'm
right?
not gonna let this slide,
You
but I
got
gotta
it.
say,
No, but I did it on purpose.
I know.
But I'm just saying, like, but look, it's a slippery slope.
Super.
You know what I mean? Between her saying, yo, not today, not right now, and you're a multi-millionaire, super famous fucking Puff Daddy fucking person. And who's Cassie at the time? You know, just a what, an ugly becoming R&B girl? He's, you know, if she says that happened, I can't say it did happen, but bro, like things are not looking the right way. Because while they're dating, nobody says shit, right? Nobody's like, oh my gosh, she's so young for you. Nobody said that. Nobody gave a fuck. I didn't even know her age. You know what I mean? Nor did I care.
It just looked like a young piece of ass with some older nigga.
But bro, you know,
but
what I'm saying?
like,
Like,
in a weird
yo,
way,
but
like,
dog,
you know,
like, if you're in your 30s and you're dating a girl who's 18 years old,
yeah, that's you asking for some trouble.
Because
why you already putting yourself
she's still
in a
position? Child, man. Like, you remember, like, you at 18 and versus how you are right now, it's totally different people, bro. Totally different person. You understand what I'm saying? So if and put on top of that, you got money and you're famous, bro. This girl's doing whatever you want, and the day that she doesn't want to do what you want to do, you might get tight behind that shit. You might be like, well, what you mean? And she's like, no, you know, I'm not today. And you know, that's the day where you're like, oh, well, you gonna learn today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fucking around, but feel me, like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, come on, bro. Like, yo, dudes with money act a totally different way than a broke nigga. And if on top of that you're famous, come on, bro, you ain't taking no for an answer.
Why do niggas, and when I mean niggas, dudes, people, women, men, when it's their turn, it's like they forget that it wasn't always like that.
Bro, because the power that
people that have money forever, like that came into it, and there's people that grind for it, but rich is rich. It becomes like a lifestyle, and it is.
But I think if people have been a loser their whole life, if you're just a fucking loser when you were broke, when you got money, this revenge time, nigga. This is payback time,
but you're doing it to motherfuckers that ain't even do shit to
Doesn't matter.
That's the fucked
That's
up
how
part.
they feel. They feel like, bitch, it's payback time. Versus a nigga that when you were broke, you were still a gentleman, you were still respectful. You were humble. When you come up in millions, you might not act that certain way. You might not be an asshole.
So was you already who that person was, and it just needed money to come out of you?
Money brings out your real you, fam. So if you were already a freak monster like a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? 3 Pornhubs going at the same time. You're Pornhubbing, like, you know what I mean? Dark midget fucking, you know, seller, you know, porno and shit. Hey, bro. That's who you are. Imagine when you're rich, you're like, well, I can really do that shit? Oh, nah, bro. Like, you're just a psychopath and shit.
Damn.
Because money gives you the power to do the things you really want to do.
So money makes people, it just sounds like people do a lot of shitty shit when they got money then.
How many people win the lottery and end up broke? How many people win the lottery and become, you know what I'm saying, Jeff Bezos?
Not many that I could think of.
So if you give somebody a pound, you know, like piles of money quickly, they're gonna, bro, most people are gonna do some wild shit. Versus the guy that got it slowly, that got $50,000 a year and he built his business and he fucking struggled. You know, he's gonna worship his struggle. He's gonna be like, look, I'm never gonna lose this. I'm gonna act correctly. I'm gonna treat people nice. I'm gonna treat my employees nice. I'm gonna have a code of ethics to keep my money because I suffered for so long.
So let me ask
but if I drop $20 million right now in your pocket, even you right now with all your morals and codes, if I drop $20 million right now in your pocket and some motherfucker at a gas station looks at you sideways, whoo, you're gonna be a totally different motherfucker, bro. Because you're like, nigga, I got lawyer money now, I got booty money, you know, I got jail money. You're like, what? You're gonna feel like a savage. But same $20 million, but you have to work for it for 20 years. And I look at you sideways at the gas, and you might be like, whatever, that guy's having a bad day. I'm going back to the mansion.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So there's a big difference between someone that makes like 100 to 150,000 a year. Let's even say 200, a quarter M a year, to the person that like stumbles across a couple, like, you know, ancestor money or like or like inheritance, right?
Exactly.
At one point they're kind of the same person.
Yeah.
They're gonna behave the same because, like, yes, I worked hard to get to 100K a month. Excuse me, 100K a year, and this person got an inheritance that allows him to be in places. I'm like, how are you even here? I work hard for here, so you have to be a certain way.
Yeah, yeah.
How the fuck did, and you're like, oh, you find out it's inheritance. At some point, they're in the same circles, they're in the same situations, they're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So like, the way they treat people, the way they activate, is that more of what? Because it seems like when rich niggas is that it just, they have no other choice but to show that they rich.
But again, that's
To
if the
shit
money
on
if the
people.
money comes fast, that's usually the attitude.
But that's
of
the
me
thing.
showing off.
You work hard. No, but that's the thing. Not to cut you off. Even when you work for it, there's a goal in mind. There's a intent. There's a reason. There's people. You have your pocket full of maybe a few people that you have to say, "Fuck you." I know you thought I wasn't gonna make it.
Yeah.
So at some point, that person and the one that got a lot of money that said "fuck you" too, they're almost the same person, even though they got their money different. Because at some point, right, I'm saying, shit, I worked this hard for, let's say, shitting on the girlfriend that cheated on me when I was a little bit broke, and she went this way. Cool. Buddy might have the same situation, but he got money quicker than me. But we both have that intent of wanting to prove somebody wrong.
The thing is, when you don't work for something hard, it's very tough for you to appreciate it. That can lead you to make mistakes. You know what I mean? So same two people. One got 250 over 10 years. One got 250 in one day. Bro, the dude that got it in one day, he's more liable to do some dumb shit. He might not. You know, you never know. He might like give it to the homeless. Who fucking knows? But the thing is that you're more liable to screw up. You know what I'm saying? When things are given to you. So again, Puff Daddy probably worked very hard for his money, but at some point in his life, when Biggie hit, when everybody in his roster was hitting, when you're making, let's say he was making 200 G's a year with Biggie, right? But all of a sudden, when Biggie died, and all eyes were on him, and everything that he releases fire, and you're jumping from $1 million a year to 30, 20, 30, $40 million a year for consecutively maybe 5-6 years, and now you're like, dude, I have $300 million. Now, bro, that's when, think about it, bro, like the arrogance comes out. Like, think about it. Puff Daddy was like cuz from Rockefeller, Dame Dash.
Yeah.
That the same type of
Yep.
can't touch this.
That's that
like, you know what I
Harlem
mean?
shit.
So, and it's not even really Harlem shit. It's just that these dudes got a huge amount of money.
Shit, but they
but
yeah,
you know
them
that,
niggas like
that
extra
fly Harlem shit.
What?
Yeah, you know you Harlem motherfuckers
Niggas,
are crazy.
what Dame Dash used to say? After I wear a t-shirt, I throw it away.
Air Forces. Yeah, I only wear one time. You know, that's definitely some Harlem shit.
Now look at you, Harlem ass niggas.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to
yeah, but Harlem nigga, you know Harlem has always been the flyest New York fucking borough. Like, I mean, you know, part of the city for sure.
Niggas be doing too much,
but I feel like
when money gets equated to that, a lot can.
But money, I think it's just that money really brings out the real you to everybody, your family, the people. Like, you know, like even street dudes, like, you know what I mean? Dudes that got rich off the street in a relatively fast manner, like within a year or 2 years, their attitude, look, not even fuck the drug dealers, scammers, bro. When the EDD shit was out, and all that the PPP loans, all the scam, bro. How many dudes, especially in Miami, the scammers, bro? And these were not no street dudes. These are all nerds on the computer, and they got like 35 tats on their face now, and they're, you know what I'm saying, G for life now, bro. And they're cracking chase for like 100 bands a week. Like, nah, bro, the arrogance of them dudes was out of control. And they were shitting on drug dealers. They were like, oh, you sell coke? Fuck you, nigga. I got motherfucking EDD. The chains is bigger. The cars is flyer. All the fucking strippers was fucking with them niggas. Bro, the scammers, oh, those were the Puff Daddies of the game. The Puff Daddies of the street was them dudes right there. Because they was getting to the money something vicious. Damn. Like, I've never seen dudes make that amount of money in that short of amount of time. Never. I don't give a fuck with like when crack hit and all that shit. Like, them dudes was making money like out of control. So same thing. Obviously that's illegal shit, but like if it's legal,
right?
And then if it's legal, it's even more beautiful. because I'm doing things the right way. Like, I'm not breaking any laws, so I'm famous, I'm rich. Oh my God, bro. Now you're out of control. Because, you know, street people can't really flex that much. And, you know, people that break the law, they're always into, like, I gotta hide, like, you'd be really retarded to be, like, wanting to be famous, right? Because we know how that ends, guys. You know what I'm saying?
We all seen that happen.
Yeah, so don't do that shit. Over. But Puff Daddy, bro, at one point in time, was probably living a life that me and you can never imagine, bro, ever. You know what I mean? And being young and having all that money, I can understand where these allegations come from. So, you know, it's just a sad thing, man. It's just sad to me. What breaks my heart in a sense is that, damn, bro, like, you got all these blessings and you're gonna fucking doing this shit, like,
yep.
You know, most of us would die to fucking have a tenth of that experience in life. You know what I'm saying? Just the experience, not even to wake up broke tomorrow again, but just to live that life for a day is just crazy. Because think about the conversations. Like, think about it when, like, Baby, Diddy, Jay-Z, Nas, Beyonce, when all they get to the room, what type of conversations do they have about spending money? Like, if they're just fucking around, like, oh, yo, so I went to this restaurant, or oh, I went to the store. Like, from there, like, you know, for them to say, I bought 10 pairs of Balenciaga shoes that were like, I spent, you know, 30 racks. To them, it's nothing. It's like me, like you, like, yo, I got some white tees from Walmart. Just
like buying socks to them.
That conversation is crazy.
Yep.
You know, they're talking about buying $1 million yachts. Like, it's nothing. Like, oh, that's kind of a small yacht. You know, $1 million is like, you know, you got a nice little toy. Yeah. It's like me, you showing me like a bike. Like, I'd be like, oh, that's a cool bike. Like, I'm proud of you, but like, oh, damn, it's not an airplane. But to them, an actual plane is like, you know, I could be like, yeah, but you know, I got a new one too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the flex is just out of control.
And that's where.
And for you to throw that away from all this shit is just.
But what I'm saying is, like, damn, you can get a bunch of Cassies. Like, yeah, because
you can get a bazillion Cassies with that money, bro. He could have went to Mexico, man. He could have went to Tulum,
but it's like,
and had a wild time.
At some point, bro. All right, like,
okay, but let's deal about the subject, because that's just wild. So look,
super wild.
In another way, in another sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is your cutoff age for dating women nowadays? Like, what's the youngest age that you will fuck with? 20 years old.
That's the youngest.
See, bro, that's too young for me, bro.
20, like, you have to be 20.
Like, I've always liked older women my whole life, either my age or older, right? Women, but I'm just saying, like,
no, you told me my youngest. You asked me not my preference.
See, I think to me, bro, the youngest that I would fuck with for sure is gotta be between, I would say, at least 27, like as close to 30 as possible.
That's the youngest?
The youngest. Like 25 would be my very...
I fuck a bitch that's in college?
No, fucking is different.
Then what was the question?
No, I'm talking about like to date, to like actually have a relationship.
Oh, no, that wasn't the question. You asked me what was my youngest for, like, I guess, first of all, I ain't dating none. I'm not trying to marry none of these bitches.
Okay, look, bro. Let's not. I'm not getting to that conversation. I'm talking about like because we're talking about Diddy and Cassie. No, but I'm talking about just Diddy, Cassie.
Youngest?
What's the youngest that you would date? Not like fuck.
What's the difference?
Because look, dating is like we're gonna conversate, we're gonna talk on the phone, we're actually sharing experiences together. That's what dating is, right?